Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is India, and in today's video, I am giving you 5 tips for sustainable weight loss. Stick around. So as you guys may or may not be aware, I have been on a weight loss train for many years. I have been on a diet train for many years, just up and down with my weight, with weight loss, with yo-yoing. And so this, I will say, is the first time I've lost a significant amount of weight, and I have been able to maintain my weight loss for years. And so from my heaviest to my current weight, I've lost around 130 pounds, and I've been maintaining that 130-pound weight loss going on 5 or 6 years at this point. I'm starting to lose count, but it's been a while since I've lost all my weight, and I've just been holding on to it. Not that it's important, but I did lose my weight naturally. I didn't have surgery. I didn't take any injections. I'm not on any medication. And so I lost my weight just by changing my diet, changing my lifestyle, and doing it, I guess you would say, the traditional way. And so what I am going to do is give you 5 tips that you can actually sustain through a lifetime. I would say they're kind of non-traditional. You know, we all know what to do to lose weight. You know, eat less or move more, diet, cut food groups, restrict. Like, I'm pretty sure at this point, everyone knows how to lose weight. But that's really not the issue. The issue is that the traditional way that we're taught to lose weight through diet and exercise is just not effective, because a lot of us, we just cannot sustain that. We cannot maintain that. Tip number 1, eat more. I cannot put emphasis on this enough. Eat more. You need to get to the point where you are satiated after every meal you are eating. Okay, let's be real. Diet and weight loss, it's associated with being hungry all the time. We have this mindset to where we have to just portion out everything and be extremely strict when it comes to diet in order to see results. And I get that portion control is important, but you know, when people say diet, what's the first thing you think? You know, starvation. You think about hunger, but it 100% does not have to be that. You know, we give up on diet so much. We regain our weight. We give up on our goals because we're tired. It's exhausting to eat a meal and to be hungry and to be tempted all the time. And so again, when I say eat more, fill up on foods that are very low in calories, very high in nutrients. You will benefit so much from that. You know, I was watching a documentary on obesity, and the lady on the show was portioning out spinach. Like, she was weighing out her spinach and counting the leaves. I'm like, spinach is something you can eat an unlimited amount of without ever having to worry about going over your calories. It's spinach. It is very high in nutrients. It's a superfood, so you benefit from eating more of it. So eat more. Take advantage of the variety of fruits and vegetables and salads and all the things you can eat. Being satiated after a meal and actually activating the stretch receptors in your stomach, it sends a signal to your brain to stop eating. You know, we're talking about your hormones, your leptin, your ghrelin, you know, so it benefits you to actually fill up on those foods that are high in nutrients. And so tip number 2 goes along with what I was saying about eating more fruits, vegetables, eating more foods that are high in nutrients. Tip number 2, prioritize eating whole, single ingredient foods. Prioritize eating whole, single ingredient foods. The key word is prioritize. You really have to prioritize eating whole foods. It helps you not restrict, so you can have your apples, your grapes, your watermelon, your salads, and you can make that your priority. And still, if you need pizza or french fries or burgers or foods that are more calorically dense, foods that are more processed, you can still have that. But eat the foods that are high in nutrients, eat the whole single ingredient foods first. And so what this does, it takes up space in your stomach to where you're not eating as much of the food that's calorically dense. So whereas you might eat, 4 to 5 slices of pizza on a normal basis, and that's what it takes to get you full. If you start off by eating a salad and then maybe you have a piece of fruit, you'll notice that you're eating less pizza. So maybe you're still craving pizza, but maybe you can have 1 slice of that pizza instead of eating 5 slices of the pizza. And I always use pizza as an example because that's just one of the foods that I couldn't do without when restarting my weight loss journey. The pizza is one of the things I could not compromise on. And of course, no one associates pizza as a diet food or as a food for weight loss, but for me, you can do the takeout pizza. You can still do that, but you just got to tweak your calories a little bit. And so I've learned by prioritizing eating, the whole foods, I can still have the pizza. And it's like the best of both worlds almost. You're getting your foods, you're getting full from your foods, and you still get to have your pizza. So you're not restricted. You're not mentally bogged down because you're thinking you can never have pizza again, which is what caused that yo-yo, which is what causes you to fail and to go back into bad habits. Anytime you're heavily restricted on anything, more than likely you're not going to keep up with that restriction. More than likely you're going to reach a point to where you're like, this isn't doable. I can't do this. So let me go back to my old habits. Let me go back to eating whole pizzas because this just isn't possible. And so that's why I say prioritize eating the whole single ingredient foods. Don't restrict, don't get rid of everything. But if you make that a priority, you will see how big of a difference that makes. Tip number 3, guys, pay attention to your habits. Being aware, having that awareness is powerful. And I like to give people an example. When anyone asks me, how do I start a weight loss journey? What should I do? What should I eat? People want to just jump right in and just start the strict diet, start very intense exercise routines. And I'm like, that's not where we're starting. First things first, you have to understand your habits because more than likely, if you go into a strict routine, you're not going to keep up with it and you're going to get back into those bad habits. But if we start becoming 1% better and really hacking our habits and just intentionally changing our habits for a lifetime, then you'll notice you're not going to keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And so pay attention to your habits. And again, one thing I mentioned to people when they start their weight loss journeys is to start journaling, start writing down some of the foods you're eating, start tracking some of the foods you're eating. Don't yet diet. Just start understanding, the habits associated with the calories you're currently taking in. And so if you eat McDonald's for breakfast, don't change the McDonald's that you're eating. Don't change that. Start tracking it. Write it down. Say, at 7 a.m. I had this biscuit. It was 500 calories. I had a cup of coffee with it. It was 200 calories. Write that down. You're at 700 calories at 7 a.m., right? Then at 9 a.m., maybe you had some Pop-Tarts. Write that down. That's an additional 400 calories. Start understanding your habits and where some of these additional calories are coming from. And so once you do that, you can better tweak it. You can better learn how you can kind of hack the system a little bit without being so restrictive and without being so extreme. Tip number 4, and this one does not get talked about enough, increase your NEAT. N-E-A-T. NEAT is an acronym for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So NEAT is pretty much the energy used for physical activity that is not a part of your structured exercise routine. And I know that was a mouthful, but some quick examples of NEAT is walking to the mailbox, walking to and from your desk at work, walking to the kitchen, using a restroom, taking a shower, walking your dog, dancing, sometimes you might hear some music on in the store. You might dance a little bit. Any kind of movement is considered your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. What else? What's some of my favorite ones? Shopping. I love shopping. That's actually, I'm not trying to encourage any kind of unhealthy spending habits, but you can go to the mall and walk around the mall. You can go on the wall. You can go to the park. You can play with your kids. There's so much you can do to move around without it being so structured, without you going to the gym. So NEAT is basically anything that increases your general unconscious step count and movement. Be intentional about moving more. And so when you're going to the grocery store, a lot of us, I've seen people who would leave from the gym, drive their cars to the grocery store, and wait for the most convenient, close parking spot to the grocery store. Like, that's so ineffective. Like, park far away from the grocery store. When you're at the store, you're carrying bags to and from your car. Like, do that more. A lot of us, when we're home and it's time to unload the car, we're trying to get everything in one trip. No, take your time. Go back and forth from your car. That's moving more. And, NEAT, and I'll try to include a chart or something, but NEAT outside of your BMR, you're just resting metabolic rate. Outside of that, your NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, burns way more calories than exercise or than the digestion of food. And so NEAT is a very, very big part in your calorie burn on a daily basis. And so when you start to get the habit of being intentional about parking far away, walking the parking lot, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, taking your dog for an extra lap, playing with your kids more, maybe have an hour of dancing in the living room, and that becomes like the family activity. When you're more intentional about that, it becomes so much more effective just in your overall movement and your overall health. Tip number 5, start to journal. You would be amazed at what you learn about yourself, what you learn about your habits when you start writing things down, when you start to journal. I'll include some clips of my journal from when I started my weight loss journey. And when I say my weight loss journey, I'm talking about this weight loss journey to where I've actually been successful and have maintained this long term. Okay. The journey for me started on April 11th, 2019. And when you journal certain things, you learn so much about yourself. And this, is a part of being knowledgeable. This is a part of, your awareness. Like it all ties together, if you will. And so when I started journaling, I started just writing down when I would have a bad day in diet, when I would like binge eat, when I would just crash and eat cake at the end of the night. And when I would do certain things, I started to write down how I felt, what triggered me to get to that moment, what my eating was like the day before, how my mood was. Come to find out, I am a very, very, very emotional eater. Come to find out, certain things trigger me to eat at night. If I'm staying up late at night, I'm more likely to binge on food and eat snacks. So, not getting enough sleep. You start to learn patterns about yourself. And when you start to learn about yourself and acknowledge some of the things that you do and some of the habits that you have, you can fix it. You can start coming up with solutions. A lot of us, we're just not honest with ourselves. We say, oh, we don't eat that much. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do on my diet. I don't know why I'm not losing weight. Oh, I'm perfect. There's nothing I need to fix. For the ones who do that, I was like that at one point. But once you start journaling, writing down, and just holding yourself accountable, my God, you will learn so much about yourself, and you can start again to come up with these solutions to be a better version of yourself. We want to be 1% better. We don't want to be perfect. We don't want to live like anyone else. Don't try to do anyone else's diet. Don't try to live anyone else's lifestyle. Do what works for you. So become 1% better. Become your version of 1% better. And I have a bonus for you guys. Let's go to tip number 6. Stop trying to be perfect. You have to get out of that mindset. That mindset will take you in a very, very dangerous cycle, because we have black and white thinking. We're either 100% on or 100% off. So when we're highly motivated, we're on this diet, we're doing so good, and we have that one little slip up, then we're having to give up everything. We're having to give up all our goals and just go back to bad habits, go back to being normal, right? Stop with the black or white thinking. You're not going to be perfect on this journey. Do not expect to be perfect on this journey, because the moment you set your expectations too high for this perfection, no one's perfect. You know, we don't share it a lot on social media. We don't share it a lot on YouTube. None of us are perfect. I don't care if you're ripped, you have the best abs in the world, honey. These people have bad days as well. They just get back up and they keep going. Stop with the thinking that you have to be perfect on your journey. If you slip up, get up, dust yourself back off, and get right back on track. Okay, I've heard an analogy before to where someone was talking about getting a flat tire, right? If something happened, you run over a nail and you get a flat tire and you're on the side of the road, you're not going to take a nail and flatten the other 4 tires. You're going to do what you can to fix that one flat tire, right? Don't give up completely. You know how I do. I am sitting here, I am rambling on, guys. Hopefully, this video can offer you any kind of motivation, whether you're starting your weight loss journey, whether you are currently on your weight loss journey, whether you are maintaining and you just needed a boost, you know, you needed additional motivation. Hopefully this can motivate you. Hopefully you can take something from this video. Do me a favor. If you by any chance made it this far in this video, consider subscribing to my channel. Like, don't be a stranger. You know what I'm saying? Don't be weird. Subscribe to the channel, okay? Thank you guys for watching. Good luck on your journeys, and I will see you in the next one.
I can tell you my problems, meditating my silence. But I keep pushing my pen, rotating my stylus. Brokenness feeling like sin, now no breath, low dollar. Used to be left on red, now all the girls go holler. Now all the girls go follow. All the fake fans gon' pile up. I need peace to borrow, get that shit right back tomorrow. Somehow all the fans go bravo. Smile so much to hide my sorrows. Faith is shaky in vibrato. I can't hold a front.